of conversations and situations, when you look at Atlanta, are isolated, or is the entire law enforcement apparatus growing tired of being underappreciated and something is going to happen?
I'm concerned that something will happen. I really do. I think there's a greater picture here that if we don't attack it now, we're going to wind up being in desperation mode. Because here's the thing: right now, we need consistent leadership. Right? Unfortunately, right now we have leadership that kind of sways with the politics, and unfortunately, the front line is the most affected by that because they start to wonder what they can and can't do. And with first responders and law enforcement, especially, your ability to make a decision on the fly is paramount. That's why you're in this profession. You have that ability to adapt and adjust. And what happens here is when you have inconsistent leadership, you're giving your front line, you're limiting your front line their ability to want to do their job effectively because they're concerned about other issues that really may not be relevant at that moment. That's going to wind up making them hesitant. And what's going to happen is they're solely going to be reactive. And at that point, it's going to be too late. I think what needs to be done, honestly, is that if there's something that's negative that happens, because it happens, we're not perfect. We have people in this profession that make bad choices, do foolish things, but it doesn't represent the rest of us. And that's where leadership got to come in and quickly remind people of that. Like, okay, we had this one incident, but you got to let us show us the good that comes out, the good that's being done. You got to be able to find a way to balance and not let that one incident define. And I have a feeling right now leadership isn't doing enough in regards to highlighting the positive and really showcasing the fact that these are heroes. And the problem is that you're using this one individual as a way to define a profession. And if I also may say, you got to realize something. When a lot of us take this profession for the right reasons, the impact, and we believe in what we do, if you attack any bit of that integrity of who we are and what we do, we're going to have a level of resistance because I know who I am. I know what made me want to be in this profession. And when you start attacking that motivation by pushing me towards someone who doesn't represent me, nor do I want that person to represent me, of course I'm going to get defensive because you're messing with my internal why. You're messing with my chance to have that impact. And again, the greatest concern is when we talked about Atlanta stepping out, the greatest concern is it's not about the public, discovering the worth of law enforcement. It's about law enforcement losing that sense of worth in themselves. If they lose that sense of worth in themselves, now we have a problem. And that comes with how the community sees us. That's my biggest fear.
Yeah. No, I think that's very, very well said. And it is when I feel like leadership in any sector, but particularly civil service, first responders, military intel, and what have you, it tends to get politicized, and they do tend to lose that messaging as soon. And I felt it on my side in my world. As soon as you demotivate them because you're concerned about, we had so many careerists come through who I literally had one say, I'm not willing to lose my job over you getting killed. It's like, okay, well, there it is. Like, I know where you're at. I know where your motivation is. It's all about you and your career.